Good morning, all of you. So, as we know, we are discussing now the chapter 3 in chemistry, class 10, that is metals and non-metals. So, in last class, as I have already taught you regarding introduction of metals and as well as non-metals, now we will continue from the non-metals. Okay. So now, as we know that in last class I have taught you regarding something about metals and non-metals. Can you say what is non-metals? Anybody? Can you say what is non-metals, please? Anyone? What is non-metals, please? Non-metals are the elements which do not
Forms negative ions by gaining electrons.
Forms negative ions by gaining electrons.
Yes. Do not conduct heat and
Electricity.
and they are neither malleable nor ductile in nature. They are brittle in nature, and as well as they will form the chemical reactions. During chemical reactions, what will happen? What will happen, guys? They will form the negative ions. Do you understand? So that is why, except one non-metal, hydrogen, remaining all we can call as what? Electronegative elements. What we should call? Electronegative elements. So why we should call them as electronegative elements? Anybody? Electronegative elements. Why we should call them as electronegative elements? Please respond me. Because during chemical reactions, non-metals can form negative ions by gaining electrons or receiving electrons. By donating or gaining electrons. By gaining electrons. So by gaining electrons, they will form negative charge. That is why they are called as electronegative elements. Do you understand? So, for example, if we take oxygen atom, so oxygen atom will turn into water. Oxygen ion by gaining how many electrons? By gaining or receiving how many electrons, guys? By gaining 2 electrons, it will turn into O2 minus. Do you understand, all of you? So here, the only non-metal which will form positive ion, actually it will form both positive and negative, but most of the cases we will study, it is forming like a positive only. So that is what we should call as hydrogen. What is that called as? Hydrogen. So hydrogen is the only non-metal which loses electrons to form positive ions. That is what we can say. Understanding? H will turns into H plus ions. Most of the cases, that is why it is. Even though non-metal, it is behaves like a water. Even though non-metal, it will behaves like a what, guys? Behave like a metal. Do you understand, all of you? Respond me. Nobody is answering. Can you able to hear me? Hello? Yes? Ashika? What happened? Nitina? Can you able to hear me? Harini? Pranita? Nobody is responding.
Yes, sir.
Then why are you not responding? So that is. So this is still here. We have been studied in the last class. Now, what is the reason behind why this hydrogen is behaving like a metal? Even though it is a non-metal, why it is behaving like a metal? Just we can study now here. This is, even though non-metal, it will behave like a metal by losing one electron, H plus. But the exact reason, what is the reason for this hydrogen is behaving like a metal, even though non-metal? This is all you will study in the plus one class, understanding. So we have in chemistry, chapter number, understanding, chapter name itself, hydrogen. So there we will study what is the properties of hydrogen and the reason behind, even though the non-metal, how it is behaving like a metal and all. So now it is not needed for class 10th level. So that is why we no need to discuss. Just you have to remember the only non-metal which will behave like a metal is hydrogen, and it will form H plus ions, and remaining all the non-metals, they will form what? Negative ions by gaining electrons. Gaining electrons also we can call as what, Varshini? Gaining electrons also we can call as accepting electrons or receiving electrons. All of you should remember accepting electrons, or we can also call it as receiving electrons, we can say. So this is all we have been studied in the last class. Now in last class I have taught you what is the total number of total count of non-metals. Anybody please respond me. What is the total count of non-metals? What is the total
22.
non-metals? Tell me.
22, sir.
Total
22.
count of
22.
non-metals are 22. In that, how many are solids? How many are solids, Ra? 10
10
metals.
are solid.
Very good. So 10 metals are solids, and the only one metal, only non-metal, only one non-metal is what? Liquid. So that is also we know that. What is the
11 gas.
bromine?
So bromine.
7 non-metals are called as gases. So this is what the total count it is. So now you can see here, even though their count is very less, they are very small in number as compared to metals. Yes or no? Their count is very small, but the understand, if we take the importance in our daily life, they are having very important role in our daily life. Even for example, I want to say, we are not alive and we people are not existed, we would not have been possible without the presence of non-metals. Is it yes or no? Will you people accept it or not? So non-metals on the earth, because of non-metals present in the earth, that is why we all people are existed on this earth. So if there is no non-metals present on this earth, then is it possible to, first thing, is it possible to exist our bodies? Is it possible to survive here? Please respond me, Akhil, Irfan, Pranita, Varsini, anybody? So is it possible to survive without non-metals? For example, see, your body only, my body, your body, plant bodies, understanding, animal bodies, all the things, all the living organisms, most of the non-living organisms, everything contains what? Our body is made up of what? Tell me, Ra. One of the most important non-metal which is present in our body is carbon. What is that, Ra? Carbon. Do you understand, guys? That is, you should remember. So carbon is the most important non-metal, because all the life on this earth is based on carbon compounds. What is that, guys? Carbon containing compounds. That is why our body is also called as organic compound. What we should call it, guys? Respond me. Organic compounds. So all these organic compounds are made up of one of the major element is carbon. That is why we can say carbon is the most important element for the existence of all the living bodies in the universe. Do you understand, Ra? Yes or no? Please tell me. Because if you take the carbon compounds, for example, if you want to build your body, anybody respond me? Padmavarshini, if you want to make your body muscles like a bodybuilding, you need certain kind of food. Biology, Nitinath, can you say what kind of food you need? Bodybuilding, strong muscles and all. What is that? Please tell me. We want to take protein food. Is it yes or no? Yes or no? Respond me. Next. If I want to get instant energy, biology I have only taught you. You remember and tell me. If I want to get instant energy, what I should get? I should take carbohydrates. Is it yes or no? Nobody will say.
Yes,
so
sir.
Carbohydrates, same way. Our body needs fats. Is it yes or no? Our body needs vitamins. Our body needs vitamins and our body needs enzymes. Is it yes or no? Enzymes, hormones, etc., etc. So these all are what? These all are what? All are carbon compounds. What they are? All are carbon compounds. Do you understand, guys? Yes or no? Please tell me. For example, if we'll take carbohydrates, carbohydrates are what? For example, if we'll take sugar, C6H12O6. Is it yes or no? So this is called as what? Carbon compound. What we should call it? You have to tell me. Carbon compound. That is why without this all the things, maybe their count is less, but their importance very important role in our daily life. So very essential, this all the things, proteins, carbohydrates, vitamins, fats, enzymes, etc., they are very essential for the growth and development of living organisms. When I'm teaching the life process, I have been taught you. Do you remember? If anybody wants to grow, understanding for the growth and the development, well development of any living organism, it must have a proper diet. Is this, guys? Arvind? Yes or no? So this food contains that the food contains what? The food must contains proteins, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, enzymes, etc. That is what you should remember it. Do you understand, Ra? Please respond, Mira.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that is. So that is the important thing. So if you take another non-metal regarding this is carbon. Forget about it. Carbon is the most important for all the living organisms. Your body wants to form, your body is also made up of carbon compound only. So one of the major important essential element, non-metal, is carbon. Now, another essential element, suppose your body is made up of, okay, your body has been built up everything, but you want to survive, then you have to breathe something. What is that? What is that you want to breathe? Anybody? Pranita?
Oxygen.
Oxygen. Oxygen. So,
Oxygen.
important non-metal is oxygen. So, what is the importance of oxygen? Anybody, guys? Almost it is existence of life, survival, see, growth and development and growth of life, understanding the growth and development of living organisms, carbon is needed. But existence, if you want to be alive, then all the living organisms, they want to breathe some kind of gas. That is what we can say, what? Oxygen. Yes or no? So if the life want to exist, existence of life, then oxygen is also equally important for existence of life, because presence of oxygen gas in the air, it is essential for breathing to maintain life. Is it yes or no, guys? Please respond me. If you want to maintain your life, then you have to take oxygen. What is the importance of oxygen? Can anybody say? Please respond. Because why? Inside, you can see, for example, our respiration reaction is taking place with the what? It is releasing energy with the help of what? With the help of oxygen only. Is it yes or no, guys? Respond, Mira. Very bad. Yes. So inside our body, every living organism is releasing energy in each and every cell. That is because of oxygen only. Food plus oxygen reaction, respiration reaction will take place. That is, you should remember. So next, same way, if I want to burn something, understanding burning. What is another name of burning? Class 8, I have only taught you. Burning also we can call it as what?
Combustion.
Combustion. Very good. So combustion. If I want to burn something, or else if I want to do the combustion reaction, combustion of what? Combustion of fuels. Then it is something should be supporting. What is that? Supporter of combustion.
Oxygen. Oxygen.
So burning of combustion, understanding combustion of fuels, understanding which provide us energy for various purposes. Fuels, if will burn, they will provide what? Energy. So this all the energy will generated with the help of what? Supporter of combustion. So that supporter of combustion is only called as what we should call? Supporter of combustion.
Oxygen.
Called as oxygen. Understand, Ra? That is, you should remember. Next, let us take the most highest percentage of air. Who is the highest percentage of air? Anybody? Arvind, Akshaya?
Nitrogen.
Nitrogen. Yeah, you also. Everybody try to speak. Now, nitrogen, it is not new things to you. Just I want to rephrase. Everything will comes as a MCQs. So as we know that nitrogen gas. So this is the most abundant gas in the atmosphere. Is it yes, guys? Most abundant gas atmosphere means highest percentage. So we have a lot of applications of this nitrogen, as I have taught you in the first chapter. I will remember the rancidity, first chapter, chemical equations and chemical reactions and equations. Yes or no? Please respond me. So
Yes, sir.
nitrogen we are using to control rancidity. Is it yes or no? Inside the chips packet and all, they will keep rancidity, nitrogen gas, because it is unreactive gas. What is that? unreactive, and it will prevent what? Prevent oxidation. What is that? Prevent oxidation. Do you understand? Next, we can see it is almost an unreactive gas. That is why we can say inert gas. What is that called as? Inert gas. But it is not noble gas. Remember, it is just stable. It won't unreactive. That is why I can say it is an inert gas, gaseous non-metal. Inert gaseous, inert gaseous
Non-metal.
so that is why we can say, and also I have taught you inside the bulbs also we can use what? Two gases we can use to prevent oxidation of tungsten. What is that one of the gas? You should tell me. Nobody is saying. Nitrogen we can use inside the bulbs, electric bulbs inside the empty space. They will use to fill with two kinds of gases. One is what? Argon. Understand? R-A-R-G-O-N. Argon spelling what? Argon gas, GON only. Yes. So argon gas or nitrogen they will fill because both are unreactive and they will prevent corrosion or oxidation of tungsten. Understand, Amma? Please respond me. Nobody will see. So,
Yes, sir.
and also you can see nitrogen gas which is present in the atmosphere, it will reduce the rate of combustion and make it safe. So we can use nitrogen is as a fire extinguisher is also. Is it yes, sir, guys? Please respond me. So nitrogen also we can use for what? Reduces combustion. What will happen? Reduces the combustion, rate of combustion. Everything is MCQ only. So rate of combustion and what? Makes it safe. That is you should remember. Makes it safe. So this is the applications of nitrogen. Lot of applications. Same way. If we'll go with the sulfur, another non-metal. So sulfur is a metal or non-metal? Anybody? Sulfur, respond me. Non-metal. So what is the sulfur formula? What is the sulfur formula? Sulfur
SO4.
with the yes. Understand, Ra? Sulfur we used to represent with the yes. Versini, understand? So basically this sulfur we used to represent with the S8. It is a polyatomic. Atomicity is 8. So that is why it is called as polyatomicity. What we should call? Polyatomicity. Please, all of you should remember. So sulfur, 8 molecules will be combined together, and they will 8 atoms will be combined together. That is why it is called as polyatomicity. And carbonates compounds, we will study the shape of this sulfur also. Shape of this sulfur, it will be like a crown shape. Understand, Ra? Like kings and queens, they will keep crown shape. Do you remember? Yes,
Yes,
or no?
sir.
So that is the shape of this one. So that structure and all we'll study in that chapter. Now we no need to worry about it. So this is the sulfur. Let us discuss. So anybody can say what is the known use of sulfur? Now do you understand? Atomic. Okay, Nitinath, but you can say polyatomic only. Yes, 8. So please tell me what is the use of sulfur? Anybody? Nitrogen, do you understand, guys? What is the use of nitrogen? Respond me. Do you understand or not? Now you people
Yes,
tell
sir.
me what is the use of sulfur? Please tell me. Sulfur.
The water purification.
Water purification, chlorine we will use, not sulfur. Anybody? No. Observe very carefully. Sulfur, usually we have a lot of importance. That is why it is present in, understand, most of the plants and animals. Where it is present? It is present. It is found in plants and animals. Sir, which part of the plants and animals, sir? That is the most important. Yes or no? Yes, Nitina. So now, yeah, sulfur batteries. Very good. Sulfur batteries, lithium batteries and all we are using. Very good, Nitina. Now you can take here these sulfur, understanding, present in many of the substances which is found in plants and animals. For example, if you take, understanding, how many of you are having hair? Everybody is having hair. Is it yes or no? Our hair. Yes, guys. So our human hair, everybody, every animal hair contains sulfur, as well as how many of you onion? Do you guys know onion? Respond me. Onion. Do you know garlic? Do you know garlic? And I think most of you know wool. So everything, etc., all these substances contain sulfur. So that is the importance of sulfur. And you can see non-metals, everything, all the things, like not only this one, like I have taught you oxygen, I have taught you carbon dioxide, I have taught you nitrogen, sulfur, etc. Not only this, non-metals, most of the non-metals, for example, if you take ammonia formula, what is ammonia formula? Anybody? Karthikeyan, Akshaya,
Three.
respond me.
NH4.
What is the ammonia formula, Ashika? Ammonia formula. Ammonia is NH3. So it is the most important raw material we are using in manufacturing of urea. Is it yes or no, guys? Please respond me. So, like all the fertilizers, you can see all the fertilizers is made with what? Fertilizers, and as well as you can take explosives, bomb-like structures. So potassium, sulfur, understanding that all sulfur, phosphorus, everything we will use in explosives like crackers and all to get the different colors. Understand, Ra? And you can see fungicides. Understanding? Fungicides also we can use what, Ra? We can use non-metals and etc. And mainly vegetable ghee, making vegetable ghee also. So I taught you this already. Making vegetable ghee also we can call it as what? Anybody can say? Vegetable ghee also we can call it as a solid vanaspati ghee. What we should call? A solid? Respond me.
Vanaspati.
Vanaspati ghee. Understanding? Vanaspati ghee, which is made with vegetables. Understanding? Vegetable oil. Vegetable oil turns into vanaspati ghee, a solid vanaspati ghee. So how to prepare this one? Means by passing hydrogen. What they will do, Ra? By passing hydrogen gas over this vegetable oil, they will make this vanaspati ghee. So like this, lot of importance in manufacturing of fertilizers, fungicides, understanding explosives, crackers, vegetable ghees, etc. All we are using what, guys? We are using non-metals. What we are using, Ra? Non-metals. That is why we have a lot of importance of, understand, Elamati, are you understanding? Lot of importance of non-metals. Now you can see this is all about the users. Anybody having any doubt in this regarding? Tell me. And the most important use, I should say, Nitinar, acids. Can you say the acids? Anybody? Can you give me the examples of acids? Anybody? Padmavarshini, Varshini Bensi, Yalni. Any example?
Hydrochloric acid.
Sulfuric acid.
Next one.
Hydrochloric.
Sulfuric acid.
Next one.
Nitric acid.
Nitric acid.
O3. Next one. Carbonic acid.
Carbonic acid.
Yes, sir.
Carbonic acid. H2CO3. Yes or no? Now you check it. Is there any metal is present inside this? Any one metal at least? No, correct? Is there any metal is
No,
present?
sir.
No.
No, sir.
No, sir.
All these acids are prepared with what? Prepared with what?
Non-metal.
Non-metal.
Let me take. These all are called as mineral acids. What we should call? Mineral acids. Now, let us go with organic acids. Understanding? Organic acids. Now, for example, what is a well-known organic acid? Vinegar. Is it yes or no, guys? Vinegar. So, vinegar contains what? Acetic acid. What is that? Acetic acid. So, what is the acetic acid formula? Acetic acid, citric acid, and all. CH3COOH. So this is also contains what? All are what? All are non-metals only. Do you understand, guys? That is what you should understand. So all the acids are prepared with the help of what? All the acids are prepared with the help
Non-metal.
non-metals only. Do you understand, guys? Please respond me. But if you go to the bases prepared with what? Metal plus non-metal. What is that? Bases are prepared with the metals plus non-metals. For example, if you take NaOH, KOH, and all what? If you take what? Bases. Bases what it is? So if you take bases, any example of bases, anybody please respond me. Sodium
Sodium
hydroxide,
hydroxide.
potassium hydroxide, understanding? Oxides.
Magnesium hydroxide.
Magnesium hydroxide, OH twice. Calcium hydroxide, OH twice. So these all are made up of what? Metals plus non-metals. Do you understand? But acids are purely made up of what? Acids are purely made up of
Non-metals.
metals only. Sorry, non-metals only.
Non-metals.
Are purely made up of non-metals, but bases are made up of metal plus non-metal. Understand, Alamati, Harini, Pranita, Dina? Yes, call to your friends. Next, if you'll observe, this is all about the uses, general uses of non-metals. Now, we will go with the abundance of non-metals. Abundance, what do you mean by abundance, guys?
Or more amount.
Availability.
Availability.
Availability. Okay. So if we'll take the most abundant non-metal in the earth crust, I am not talking in the atmosphere. In the atmosphere, which is the most abundant non-metal? Anybody?
Nitrogen.
Nitrogen. Nitrogen.
So let me see how many of you remember. Inside the earth crust, most
Oxygen.
abundant.
Oxygen.
Yes, most abundant metal I am asking. Inside the earth crust,
Aluminum, sir.
most abundant metal. Yesterday I had taught you. Most
Aluminum.
abundant metal.
Aluminium.
Aluminium.
What is that?
Aluminium.
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 So, now anyhow we are discussing regarding non-metals. Karthikeyan, are you there in meeting? Please respond me. Call to absentees. Now you can see. So the most abundant non-metal in the earth crust, everything is MCQs. You must remember. So earth crust, the most abundant non-metal is, what is that, Tina? Oxygen. What is that? Most abundant non-metal is called as abundant non-metal inside the earth crust is oxygen. So, which is present almost constant about, what is the percentage? Do you know, guys? 50%. What is that? 50% of earth crust. 50% of earth crust. Understand? Inside the non-metal means total percentage of non-metals is 100% means in that. What is that? Oh, Nitinath, air also, but inside the earth. Do you understand, Nitinath? In the combined form. Okay, Nitinath?
Okay, sir.
That is you should remember. We're talking about inside the earth crust, not on the surface of earth, remember. So, 50% of earth crust. Next, if you take the second most abundant non-metal on the earth crust, second most, this is the water, first most. Understand? Next, the second most non-metal on the earth crust is silicon. What is that, guys? Silicon. Understand, Ra? Which constituents about how much percentage you know? 26%. This is only MCQs. Remember that. Next, major non-metal. Understand? Major non-metal in the earth crust, decreasing order of their abundance is decreasing order of abundance. If we'll take. So, what is the top order? What is the first one? Highest one? Oxygen. Next one is what, guys? Second. Silicon. Next one is phosphorus. What is that? What is that? Phosphorus. And last one is called as sulfur. So, which is present in major availability. In that, it is decreasing order. Remaining all are very negligible percentage they are present. That is why we are not talking about it. So, this is the decreasing order. What we should call, Ra?
Decreasing order.
Understand, guys? Means high to low. That is you have to remember. A diamond is a carbon, Nitinath. Carbon percentage is very less percentage. About I think 1.5% something will be there. Okay, Nitinath. Understand, Ra? That is. So, they are the highest percentages. That is why we will talk about this one only. Remaining non-metals, very less percentage present. That is why we won't talk about this one. So, you can see here. Next, all of you remember, all the non-metals are small in number, but they are only how many, Ra? What is the total count of non-metals? Anybody? What is the total count of non-metals? They are 22.
22.
They are the major constituents of Earth. What is that? major constituents of earth crust. That is, you should remember. They are the major constituents of earth, air and oceans also. Understand? They are the non-metals are the major constituents of, not inside the earth, on the earth. Major constituents of earth, air and ocean also. Ocean, if you take, ocean means water, guys. So water is made up of what, guys? Anybody?
Hydrogen and oxygen.
Hydrogen and oxygen.
What they are? Metals or non-metals? Metals are non-metals. Elements?
Non-metals.
Non-metals. Non-metals.
That is, you should remember. So everything, maybe their count is very less, but major constituents of earth, air and oceans, everything is made up of non-metals only. Understand, Ra? So oxygen and nitrogen, if you take for example, I said you, inside the earth, 50% who is oxygen. Now let us comes to the air. Air contains what, Ra? Can you able to say? Air contains what? Major constituents of air? Nitrogen.
Nitrogen.
Oxygen. Correct or not? 78% of nitrogen.
48%, 21%.
21% oxygen.
Correct or not? Like that. Oxygen. Next one if we'll take. Understand? Next two non-metals, oxygen and silica are the main constituents of what? Earth. Is it yes or no? So earth if we'll take. Understanding? Oxygen and as well as what? Silica. So oxygen percentage is 50. Silicon percentage is how much, Ra? 26%. Correct? Next, if we'll take oceans. Oceans what, Ra? Oceans made up of what? Two things. One is hydrogen, another one is what?
Oxygen.
Correct. They're the main constituents of what? Water. In the form of what, guys? Form of water. Understand? So like that, even though their count is less, but most of the earth and air and oceans is made up of non-metals only. So for example, if we'll take another non-metal, just now somebody said that is we are using in disinfectant. What is that, guys? Anybody can say? Disinfectant.
Chlorine.
Chlorine.
So we are using to kill the germs and all. And also you can see. So this chlorine is present in oceans. How, where it is present, Ra? It is present in oceans. But how? Is it in free state? Not present in free state. In the form of what, guys? Can anybody guess? In the form of metal chlorides. What is that? In the form of
Metal chloride.
metal chlorides. For example, anybody? Metal chlorides. Examples.
Sodium chloride.
Speak, yeah. People know that. Sodium chloride, magnesium chloride. Understanding that? Like that. You can take calcium chloride, CaCl2. That is all the things we can call as. This is only.